inspired by how many people are here right now. And I just left Becker County, and same thing. It was a packed room, and that's awesome because this is a team effort, and we need every person to get involved. So thank you so much. I am Krista Knudson. I'm the current state rep for House District 5A, and that covers a portion of Cass County, the northern part of Wadena County, almost all of Hubbard County, and then half of Becker County, not including Detroit Lakes. I'm in my second term, and I am running for re-election this fall. There is so much that I could talk about, but I don't want to waste too much of your time. So, number one priority for me right now, and I know for a lot of my Republican colleagues, is fraud. We have to stop the fraud. It's ridiculous what's going on down there right now. We're 3 weeks into session, and it has become crystal clear that the Democrats will do anything and everything they can to deflect from the fraud. All we're hearing is ice, ice, ice. Trump is bad, and that's all they're doing in committees. They're running out the clock. They're stalling. They have no proposals to actually help us address fraud. It's really frustrating right now. I don't know if you all know, but in the House, we are tied. We have 67 Republicans and 67 Democrats. The Senate has a Democrat majority by 1 seat. And then, of course, we have walls. But because we do have a tied House, we are able to stop any of their proposals, any of their bad, like for instance, right now, they're trying to make every law-abiding gun owner in Minnesota a criminal. We're able to stop that because we have a tie. But we can't change anything that has happened. And we can't change anything that needs to happen to stop the fraud without one of them voting with us. It's extremely frustrating. I sit on the Department of Human Services, the Human Services Committee in the House, and that's where we're seeing a majority of the fraud. There's 14 high-risk programs in the Department of Human Services dealing with Medicaid dollars, and that's where we're seeing most of this fraud. I'm gonna get into the weeds just a little bit about the fraud because I want you to realize how much the Democrats are pushing back on us investigating and fixing fraud issues. So last fall, when Nick Shirley's videos started coming out, when the federal government started talking about the fraud that was happening in Minnesota, Governor Walz decided that, oh, now he's gonna fix it. Now he's gonna fix it. He's overseen the fraud his entire term as governor, but now he's gonna fix it. I call it the fox watching the hen house. Well, we don't trust you. We don't believe you. You're not the person for the job. But he took it upon himself to hire Optum, which is a subsect of United Healthcare, and to do a report. Am I standing in the wrong spot? To do a report on fraud, to investigate these 14 high-risk programs and do a deep dive into the vulnerabilities. How did this happen? And how can we stop it from happening anymore? That report was done on January 26th. And as a member of the Human Services Committee, you would think that that report would be readily available to me in order to start writing legislation to fix the loopholes or fix the oversight problems that we're having within these programs. But no, we received that report and it was literally all redacted. I have copies online of pictures of it. It is all redacted. You can't see a thing about what is wrong and how we can fix it. It's ridiculous. So we asked the question, who has seen this report? Who is privy to this information? And the governor and the commissioner of the Department of Human Services. And that's it. But we don't trust them. They've overseen this for the last 7 years. We don't trust that they're gonna fix it. So that fight goes on. We actually passed legislation out of the committee that mandates that they give us a copy of that report. They spent $2.3 million of your taxpayer dollars to have that report done. And now we can't see it. They are putting up roadblocks at every step we take trying to prevent us from investigating the fraud. And I think we all know why. They're complicit. There's no other reason. So that's our number one priority right now. That's what we're trying to do. Currently, today, there are still fraudsters that are getting payments. Your taxpayer dollars. There are still people receiving your taxpayer dollars, while we in Greater Minnesota are struggling to make ends meet every single month. Property taxes are out of control. Food costs are out of control. Everything is out of control. And they're stealing at least $9 billion. Trump has now said $19 billion. And we're not seeing any effort to try to stop this. However, the federal government is here. There are hundreds of investigators. Trump has sent hundreds of FBI agents and HSI agents, and they're here in Minnesota, and they are investigating the fraud and the corruption that we know is happening in our state government. And I'm so thankful for that. But let's just give Trump a round of applause quick. That's where accountability is going to come, and that's where justice will finally be served. It will be through the federal government. Keith Ellison could absolutely investigate this. He could absolutely press charges, but why would he want to? They're his friends at least, right? Or he's involved. So that will come, but it takes time. And I know that that's the hardest part. I get messages almost every single day. Why haven't you arrested him yet? I can't arrest anybody. I'm a lawmaker. I can't arrest anybody any more than any of you can arrest somebody. But the federal government can, and they're investigating right now. But they have to build a solid case. We can't let this go on a technicality or on, some sort of oversight. So they're investigating. And I know a couple people are recording this, but if President Trump happens to see this, I think August would be a really great time for arrests. So keep that in mind. We're so close. We are so close. Out of the 201 members of the legislature here in Minnesota, we have 100 Republicans and 101 Democrats. We are so close. And I just want to remind you that in 2022, 262,000 Republicans didn't vote. They just didn't show up. And different reasons, a lot of people cited my vote doesn't count, election integrity. A lot of people stated that they weren't happy with the top of the ticket. And that happens. But every vote matters. Governor Walz won in 2022 by 210,000 votes. If we would have showed up, we would have won. And election integrity, I can go off on that. If you have the opportunity, one of my colleagues and great friends down at the House is Representative Pam Altendorf, and she has been doing amazing work on election integrity. She's received voter rolls for Hennepin County, and has been digging through that information. It's staggering how many people, over 100, there's over 500 people that are over 100 that just continuously vote in Hennepin County. There was one single apartment where there were 12 different people registered to vote at that address. We have to clean up our voter rolls, and there are people that are working on that right now. So that's one thing. Election integrity, the top of the ticket. I haven't publicly endorsed a governor candidate so far. I know a lot of these people, and that makes it difficult. I think they all have good qualities. I wish we could put them all in a cup and shake them out and just come out with one that's just outstanding. but I will support whomever wins the endorsement, because it doesn't matter which Republican wins right now, unless God sets one apart between now and then, but we have to stop the bleeding. We cannot let Amy Klobuchar come in and serve as Walz's third term. They are all the same. They are all in the same boat, and we can't let that happen. So, I don't know, I could go on for a long time. I know you guys have a lot to do, but election this year is so very important. Every year I've said this is the most important election, but it really is true. Because every year that we don't take back control, they push the needle further and further away. And we have so much more ground to make up. We have to take control back. Our Minnesota is worth fighting for. And we have to get everybody we know, young, old, neighbors, friends, but especially in greater Minnesota, everybody must show up to vote in November. So I'm gonna stay around if anybody has questions or wants to talk for a little bit. I'll be here for a little while.
Krista,
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for your weekly updates that we see on Facebook.